Hello, this is Code Anarchist, and today we are going to make a sand simulator game using SDL and C++. In this tutorial, we will only learn how to make a sand or appear a sand when we click in a grid of 2D cells and make it fall down and not stacking up. So let's start. Let's start by creating a new project. New project, name it. Mm, One. So we made our directory, but we need to link our SDL libraries and includes. Let's try. Let's link by going to project and your properties, then in VCC directories, VC++ directories, include directories of SDL3 and add library directories. If your architecture is 64-bit, then do this, and if you have 32-bit architecture, then use x86. Select folder, and that's it. And add linker input and add these lines. And now we should have linked STL libraries. Just test it by making a simple program. Minus include scale.h, scale.h, and we will initialize STL. And if this function returns 0, then the initialization of SDL is failed. So we will test it. If this function returns 0, then we can show the error as not initialized. That's all. std and otherwise, and stop the program on the spot. And otherwise, print I am in. Let's try it. If we have correct libraries, then this should work. Yeah, I am in. That means my SDL program is running. So let's start. Start by making a simple window, and we are initialization is still needed. We will make a window pointer, and using a SDL create window function, we'll create it. Window name, and now this needed width and height. So my width will be, let's just define it. Window width, which will be available 1024, and has defined window height 1024. We will use window width and window height here. And a flag. So I will make my window resizable. SDL resizable. Yeah. And if is not window, this means that window is still a null pointer, and this if this could not make a window, then this line will execute. I will on this one. And now make a just test it if my window is appearing by using a daily function. So now my window will only appear if any button will not work. Yeah, just as usual. Look, my cross button will not work. This will auto quit when 3 second will end. That's why I use SDL. So now my window is appearing, everything is right. So now I will make my main game loop. So I made a flag called is running, which tracks if my program is still running. And this is SDL event, which tracks the input while the program is running. And this is a structure, I believe. This returns a structure. I can't remember, to be honest. Then if my event dot type is SDL event quit means I click this cross button in any window. This means SDL is quit. Then is running will be false and my whole game loop will end and then my window will destroy and my SDL will quit. Let's try this. Mm, Now this should work and it will. It does. So, and to render things on SDL, we need a renderer. So let's create it. SDL renderer, renderer by SDL create renderer. It will need a window in which the renderer will work and name, I don't know what that is, so I will use null. Window null. Okay. Okay. And if the renderers fail to move, we will return minus one at a time. And I just yeah, it works. My program is not quitting, so it works. Okay. Let's just define some constant. What will be our cell size? Mm, I think 8. 8 will be good. And yeah, let's test it. But first, make our window completely black or gray. No, let's make it completely black. Let's do let render draw color, which will be, which will take renderer, renderer, and color in RGBA format. So, red, green, and blue format. I will make my green. So 255 0 and 0. SDL render clear renderer and SDL render present. So if this is correct, then my program should be green now. Yes, it is. But green is very ugly, so we will make it black again. It should be black now. Yes, it is black. So now this is our background. Okay. And after that, we will render everything. If before this we will render anything, then it will cover that, so we can't see it. So our cell size is 8. So now draw cells. We will make a function called draw cells, which will take a render. Now define it. Void draw cells SDA renderer and now render it. So I will loop through the width and height. of our window, and at our cell size interval, I will draw a rectangle. So that will seem that it is a cell. Just write and I is equal to 0, size less than window height, and I plus plus. Actually, window width, not height. And for and j is equal to 0, j is less than window height and j plus plus. This increment by 1, but we want it to increment by cell size. So I will make it I is equal to I plus cell size, and I will make this j is equal to j plus cell size. J plus cell size. And now our every I in j coordinate should be the top left coordinate of a rectangle. Let's just try it. So I want my SDL render color, mm, render color gray. So I will use render gray 200, 200, and 200, 0. It's not render, it's just render. So now define a rectangle with width, with its x and y coordinates at first, and width and height. So just try it SDLF rectangle with what? Width and height. Sorry, x and y coordinate. Its x and y coordinate will be I and j, and width and height will be cell size. Size, cell size. Now draw it. We will not draw the whole rectangle because then we can't actually see what's going on. So we will only draw its outlines. We will do STL, render, draw, draw, rect. And we will in renderer and this is throwing error because this is SDL3. It changed a lot of things. So it changed from render draw rect to only render rect. So we will remove draw and we will, and it is on. Let's just try. Voila, we have a working cell, a grid. Actually, this looks very ugly. I will remove it. Make it all black. Yep. Let's just draw it with keep it or invert the colors. It would look a lot better. Shit, I was wrong, but yeah, let's go with this. And now, whenever I now the next functionality I want is whenever I click in whatever rectangle, my that rectangle will change color. So for now, it will change into red. But first let's test if the cell size will change or not. Just try it 512. Then there should be only 4 cells, and there are. Okay, let's just try it now. Change it again to a little bit 64. No. Yep, this looks a a bit good looking. After we will make it correct. Don't worry. So, so how we will keep track of that? If I click a mouse anywhere, then that rectangle should light up. How we will do it? So we will get our mouse coordinates. Let me just show you anything, something. If my event type is SDL event mouse motion, then what will happen? I will print that x and y coordinate of the mouse. So float mouse x and mouse y, and we will take this mouse x and y using STL get mouse state, something like that. I don't remember. As well, get mouse state. Yes, it was this, and we will use mouse x and mouse y, and now just print it. See out mouse x, mouse y, and whenever our mouse is, and this will just print their coordinates. Let's just try it. Look, right now our mouse is what, 0 comma 0 on the top left, and it is changing. Then I am going to represent these lines in a 2 by 2 grids. Okay, and wherever mouse is, this is right now it is 0 comma 0 grid. It should be, this is 0 comma 1 grid, 0 comma 2 grid, and just like that, if we click on that grid, then that grid will light up. Let's try this. Make a 2D, make a array. Our array should be has defined if int array size will be window height or window width. In this case, it is a square, so we will not care about it if it is width or height, and divide it by cell size and create a 2D array. And you know what? This 2D array, just make it anti grade of array size. This is non-array size. It initialize the array, but to light up the array, we don't actually need 2D array. Now I think of that, we only need the coordinates of the top left column. So to in order to get that, we need to hmm, just try it. Let me try something. Int x coordinate, x coordinate, and y coordinate. Okay. X coordinate should be, I believe, mouse x divided by cell size, and y coordinate should be mouse y divided by cell size. Hmm. Let's just try it. We will print now x coordinate and y coordinate. This will give our, okay, this will give our cell number. So this is 0 comma 0 cell, 1 comma 0 cell, 2 comma 0 cell, 3 comma 0 cell, 4 comma 0, and this should be, I believe, 64. What the fuck? It's not 64, it is 60. Okay, I get it. It should be 16th cell because 0 on the 0. So, but we will not print our rectangle at 0 comma 0 or 1 comma 0. I want it to 0 comma 0 times of cell size, and 0 comma 0 0 times cell size, 0 times cell size, 1 times cell size, 1 and 0 times cell size, like this. Now we will get the true coordinates by multiplying it with cell size. Now here cell size, mm, x coordinate will be cell size, coordinate cell size. Now look, This rectangle should be on 0 comma 0, which is true. This should be on 64 comma 0, which is true. This is 128, and this should be 64 comma 64, which is true. And now wherever my mouse will see, that triangle will light up like this. Okay, okay. Now draw the rectangle. We'll define this function with renderer, our x coordinate and y coordinate, void draw rect with SDL renderer ren int x coordinate int y coordinate. Now I want it to be red. SDL set render draw color in renderer 255 250 0 comma 0 comma 0, and now render it as the no, just make a rectangle rect with what coordinates? X coordinate, y coordinate, and with what width and height? Cell size and cell size. And now just draw this set renderer fill rect renderer and percent rect start, and call this function whenever, yes, it is called. So, but I think it will throw a problem because this draws the rectangle before this background does. So let's just try it. I don't think it will work. Yes, it doesn't work. So we need to call this function after this is rendered. So we'll do this, and after drawing cells we will draw this with x coordinate and y coordinate, but now it is throwing error. So we will just keep this and declare it equal to what the, mm, declare it globally, not right. Yes, so it is now moving in that direction, but it's not coloring it actually, because the thing is happening, it only takes one instance, and on next instance it finds a new coordinates. That's why it's not drawing all of them. So to solve this, what um we can do is store the coordinates in a vector. No, no, no. Yes, we can do that actually, and then loop over the pair of vector. Yes, we will do that actually. Yes, let's just try it. Make a vector, make vector of pair, vector of pair of int and int. Name it, coordinates. Okay, coordinates. And move, whenever my mouse move, just push back this pair in the vector. So our vector name is coordinate. What is it? Coordinates. Mhm. Coordinates dot push back. What push back? This x coordinate and y coordinate. Push into this. And in the renderer, we will loop through this coordinates and draw it. So our render color should be this, and after this for auto IT, mhm, coordinates, IT dot first, which is x, and IT dot second, which is y. Let's just try it. Hope it works. And this does. Wow. And now I think our grid should Be a little bit small. I just try it. 8, F5. It is working. Yep. And now I don't think we need to draw these cells because it look ugly. Boom. We have a working canvas. And in the next lecture or in the next tutorial, we will make it act like a sand. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.